Live on it now. Okay. Well, with that, we will get started with Coffee and a Weather Map with Jeff. It's 8:46. Oh, must be because it's cloudy out. Saturday, November 1st. Let's go, and you don't have to look at this screen anymore. Let's leave that in the lower corner there. This is my website itself, Coffee and Weather Map with Jeff. It's on ministry-weather.com, which is also known as Ministry in Meteorology. I was a former youth leader at our church. I've also been a meteorologist. I am now retired. Probably should update that. I don't do much opinion stuff anymore, but other than, I just do the weather. All right, let's get started here. All right, 4 a.m. Local time, or 5 a.m. on the East Coast in the Great Lakes. We had an area low pressure that just south of Michigan was kind of coming through with the cold front. There hasn't been a whole lot working with it at this point. Quickly go over to the radar here on Radar Scope. I have not drawbacks. Each piece of software that I use to do streaming has its pluses and minuses. The plus with Camo Studio that I'm using here is I can use whatever thing is going on on my screen on my tablet. Top Director allows me to kind of use it as a more traditional switcher, but and I can draw with it, but I can't like put apps in it, or in this case like this. But with this I can't draw, except at least Radar Scope allows me to draw because it has a drawing feature on it. That low pressure at 4 a.m. was right around here. It's probably moved a little bit more off to and then there's the cold front. It kind of stretches down in this area. It was kind of coming through our area here. Didn't get a whole lot of rain showers last night. There is still the possibility of this stuff rotating around the low, so that we would get some of that here a little bit later down in the Alton area where we're at. And I'm going to, turn that off for a second. You can kind of look at the general area of where our looper friends are in Evansville, or not Evansville, down in this general area by Paducah. Whoops, turn that back on. So this area of rain will be heading into that area along the front. Probably a little bit later today. We can take a look at the forecast here in a bit. I just realized I didn't really refresh a whole lot of stuff, so I'll be refreshing on the fly. If you're in lower Michigan, you can kind of see that the rain is going on up here in northwest lower Michigan. We're probably getting into a little bit of lake effect rain showers. Temperatures at about 5,000 feet are probably cold enough to support that with the warm lake, because the lakes are still somewhere in the 60 degrees, maybe in the 50s in northern lower Michigan, northern Lake Michigan, I should say. Southern Lake Michigan's probably still at least in the lower 60s or in the upper 50s at the very least. But with that low nearby, you're getting a little bit of this enhancement here. And it looks like the Milwaukee office has issued a small, in fact, let's just touch that one and just take a look. Yep. Oh, a special marine warning. Possible waterspout. We are in waterspout territory now. As far as the Great Lakes are concerned. So that is something, whenever you get a cold air outbreak behind the low, you will see that type of stuff happen. All right, and go back to the map. Otherwise, as we look around it, we still have that area of, the cold front that kind of stretches all the way down, and then we've got the low here in Texas, which we had talked about the other day, and then now it's a warm front that goes all the way up the Front Range as the winds are coming out of the west. You're going to also have a little bit of dynamic heating or compressional heating. That is, as the winds blow down off of the mountain, it gets warm and dry. And I am drinking coffee this morning because it's early enough to do that. And then there is another system that's kind of tried to move in here, or it's been trying to move in off of the Pacific for the Pacific Northwest. And we'll take a look at some of that information here in a little bit. And the upper air pattern, and I'll just upgrade this here a bit. Move that over here. Of course. There we go, 12. All right. See the upper air pattern, that we do have that upper level low. That's where a lot of that rain showers are coming from. If I zoomed in on an 850 chart, and this is a 500 millibars showing where the jet streams are, you'd probably see temperatures somewhere around, let's see here, with the temperatures around 10-ish, 10 or 15 degrees Celsius on the water temperatures. You're looking at temperatures right around freezing in the upper levels, at about 5,000 feet, the 850 millibar level. And so that would probably cause some of the enhancement that we're seeing on lakes right now with lake effects rain. This will start to swing through and help to, as it's helping to push that cold front along. The jet stream will give some pushes through on things. This is going to probably eventually try to flatten this ridge out up here. So we have not a lot of time before some of that flattens out, and we end up in a much more progressive flow with things. However, it doesn't look like anything severe going on at this point. Looking at the tropics, there we go. Melissa is now gone off the screen, and they're not expecting anything during the next 7 days. We have hit November 1st, so those people who are on the loop down in Alabama at Demopolis, because their insurance says that they can't be down in the Gulf, they can now start progressing down there. It's while the season itself does not stop until just wanted to check something here. Oh yeah, I am on the USB mic. Okay. Does not stop until November 30th, December 1st. It is so unlikely that you'll get anything that will kick up in the Caribbean. And for that matter, that it's less likely now even in the Atlantic. Now, they will happen, but usually with all these low pressure systems in the jet stream, they get further and further south with all the cold air. That will cause issues with the tropical systems trying to get into the United States, because that will have a tendency to just keep everything out over the Atlantic. So that is where we're at. So tropical season will, for the most part, has kind of ceased. It's not official yet, but it at least the unofficial portion of it is. All right. Well, we'll take a look here. I was going to, let's see, today is the 1st. Let's see where the 13Z isn't in, but 12Z should be in out through 48 hours. Okay, I'll move this out of the way. And make sure my keyboard is on. So we can kind of take a look here at the HRRR this morning, the next 48 hours through, not tomorrow morning, but the morning after that. So it would be Monday morning. There's rain showers that are expected to move through. And like I said, it kind of missed us up here in the Alton area. The rain showers will go through the south part of that. We may get in on some of the rain showers here later on today as that low kind of swings out over. You can kind of see the cold air that's in response to the upper level low trying to move into southern Illinois there. But like I said, it's going to kick across, and your rain showers will continue to move out, and it looks like the low is going to, in the front, will continue to generate and move off into the southeastern states later on into tomorrow and Sunday. Well, that is tomorrow. So anyway, there we have at least the initial look of what's going on. That brings us to the weather stories for the areas. This one is the Gaylord Weather Service office. Let's do a quick refresh because I believe this is the old one. Let's see if it will update in real time. There it goes. So for today in northern lower Michigan, we have 43 to 50 degrees with showers. Should continue to improve, but they are definitely below freezing over most of the area up north in that area. And that continues on into Sunday, although it looks like things rebound on Monday. There is that warm front that's going to try and move through here later on and get into the lower 50s. That keeps the temperatures up. There is going to be breezy. That is something that I have to contend with because we are probably not going to leave until Tuesday at this point. Monday is the... we're waiting for a few things to get in on the mail. One is a switch for the windlass. Hopefully we can get that all rectified. And then Tuesday would be the day that we would leave, although northern Michigan's forecast isn't all that far out of line. Let's see here. We'll go back and we will go to the Detroit office because the Grand Rapids office does not put out graphics for some reason. Well, say they don't put out weather graphics. Anyway, southeast Michigan, but you can kind of use this as a general idea. Temperatures will be slightly below normal today with isolated showers with that low until it moves through. Sunday looks like it should be mostly sunny on the east side of the state. West side of the state, probably still going to get some clouds. The winds will be out of the northwest or west, and then so there at least lake effect clouds are going to be there, if not some rain showers. And then Monday looks like temperatures will get into the mid 50s again as well, but it will start to cloud up with the next system trying to move into the area. All right. Oh, and that was the Detroit one that I had. Okay. Oh, this is Paducah. I'll make sure. Paducah, which is everything pretty much south of St. Louis for the most part. Somewhere around here, around Marion, Cape Girardeau, is the cutoff point. But you can see that the St. Louis and Paducah offices have freeze watches and freeze warnings, or is it frost advisory? Freeze watches and freeze warnings out for the area. We only got down to 41 here this morning, so obviously down here by the river it wasn't that bad in Alton, but it is going to get chilly here tonight as well. Probably at least in the 30s around here tonight. Weekend rainfall. That's interesting that they still have that graphic up. Weekend rainfall. There we go. Caching. That's what the problem was. All right. So November 1st. Yep, that's that next thing of rain that's coming through. Cape Girardeau, somewhere around noon to 3 p.m. Hopkinsville, Kentucky. Let's see. Basically about that's the same. Basic area of when things are coming through. Paducah itself. Between noon and 6 p.m., although you could see some showers either side of these things. If you kind of see where you're expected, that's kind of the expected time, some of the cities that you've got there. Otherwise, here's the rainfall through early Sunday. Not a lot of rain, a tenth to a quarter of an inch that's going in there. That is a good thing as far as that's concerned. The less rain, at least the less amount of debris that gets washed into the river and then ends up getting into our area, into the area. All right, so that's the loopers that we know of around the area as we're all kind of trying to move south. Let us take a look at Corpus Christi in South Texas. I see I'm at 15 minutes. That's pretty good. There we go. Let's see if we can redo this one more time. There we go. Yeah, caching of graphics is always a problem. So, anyways, So for the South Texas, right there along the coastal bend, they're expecting marginal severe thunderstorm threat risk. So it's a number 1 out of 5. So there could be some as they come on shore. The rest of the area is in general, so it's a very low risk below the marginal level, getting out further into the brush country and up into the hill country even, and also into southeast Texas. Otherwise, then for today, they're expecting sunshine out of the brush country. Temperatures only getting into the 80s. Laredo at 87, but so it's trying to get up towards 90. But it is the fall, and the cooler air has taken root into South Texas, so things should start to cool off. There are, as I said, thunderstorm chances, that marginal risk of severe weather along the coastal bend, and that's where we're expecting the afternoon showers and thunderstorms. Beach cast, highs in the upper 70s out on the barrier islands. The water temperatures are in the mid 70s, so that cooler air is starting to cool off what is out there in the Gulf. Wave heights around 2 feet. You can see the high tide periods there later on today. Tonight we're looking at temperatures mainly in the 50s, 50 to almost 60 along the coastal bend, although Laredo's at 50, going to be at 57. Very few clouds. Chance of rain showers and thunderstorms early as the stuff from the afternoon kind of winds down before it goes away. And then Sunday through Thursday, temperatures gradually warming up from the 70s to the mid 80s, and then into the 80s across most of it, with 81 to 91 by Thursday. But sunny skies, and things should be relatively pleasant if you like that weather. It will be good to go back to the beach, although the water temperatures are cooling off, and so I know not a lot of people like to go out during that time. All right, well, that ends the live broadcast. Hopefully this has worked. I see I did get a notification in my email from YouTube that it was going out, so hopefully everything has worked. Well, actually what we can do is go back here. We can take a look at, oh, no, I don't have it up here in front of me. All right, well, anyway, with that, take care. Have a good day. If you have any questions, feel free to leave comments or either here or on the latest post. I'll try to post this as a YouTube video embed on a new page as a new post on my web page, as well as try to get some of that stuff linked over onto social media. So if you have any comments, leave them at any of my sites: Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, and what am I missing? Oh, X. Yes. X is probably the one that if you want the most weather, that has an automated feed in it, so you can see what is issued by the offices out of Michigan, as well as also South Texas. And then I'm trying to think if I have anybody else, but I think that's about it. You have to kind of rely on me then to pay attention to